Holly, I have to tell you, we all love you. And Bret, I have to tell you, you're hired.
That's how it went last night on the Big Apprentice show, and he survived, as you know, a near-fatal brain hemorrhage. Just last week was back in the hospital. The last night of the live finale of Celebrity Apprentice, he beat out Holly Robinson Pete to be crowned the new winner. And here he is, Bret Michaels, everybody.
I am awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're here and that you're alive.
I know, last time I saw you, my famous final words, I'm going to go party, I'm going to be out on the road. Who knew, right? Who knew?
But boy, that really came on in a hurry, didn't it?
I'm telling you, it was a domino effect. I started to become like Rat Boy, the medical experiment. After a while, I hate to make fun of it, but it's the way I deal with the pain.
This is your hospital picture, and I just have to say, you look gorgeous.
I was still in partial coma here. They posed me up for that. It was like Weekend at Bernie's. You know, they're like moving me around.
This was very serious, wasn't it?
Very serious.
I mean, did you think for a minute there that maybe you're not going to make it?
I'll tell you something. When it happened, I say this. Let's go through this. I'll make it quick. I'm in San Antonio. We're at the arena. I thought, I just got the stomach flu, and the next thing you know, I have an emergency appendectomy, right?
Oh my gosh.
They take me in, they do the operation around midnight. 8-9 days later, I'm at home with my daughters hanging out. I'm with Christy and the kids. We're having a great time. They go to bed. I flip on Sports Center. I wish I could tell you something more rock and roll happened, but I mean that's just not. All right, I was watching something else. But anyway, we're watching Sports Center for now. And the next thing I know, I'm sitting there, and in the back of my head, it felt like someone had broken into the house and shot me in the back of the head. And I was like, it happened instantly. And I knew instantly something, it wasn't like I pinched a nerve or something was drastically wrong. And the only thing that kept me alive, this instant thought, after I checked, I'm like, man, am I bleeding? There's nothing. I stood up and my adrenaline kicked into a bazillion. Like I was like, okay, and what happens when it happens, I knew none of this then. The back of the muscles connected to the back of your skull spasm. So you can't move your head. Your head's like, I was like, okay, this is bad. And the headache, I could never, it's like a migraine times 1,000, right? And I couldn't believe what was going on, and I told Christy, you need to get up. We gotta go to the emergency room, and then when I got there, I didn't want to get out of the car. I was in so much pain, I just wanted to fall asleep. You just want to, a lot of people that have passed away from this, they just are like, I can't move, I'm just gonna stay here. And I was just very fortunate and blessed, and whatever guardian angel and good medical attention I got, but that picture that they showed for about 3 days, I came out of that, I didn't really know where I was at.
Wow. And then you had a little bit of a setback last week or the week before?
Yeah, I figured that wasn't enough. That wasn't that.
Is it related to the
It goes in threes, you know what I mean? And I thought, could it be, I'm hoping it's going to be a tooth or something, but it didn't turn out that lucky. What happens, I started to ask for double rehab, because I'm not one of those guys that can stay in the ICU. I had been there for about 2 weeks, and I was done. And the people around you coming in, and God bless them. It is one of those, I'm in the 20% of people who make it through this, right? And all of a sudden there's people around you that aren't making it, and with the same exact issue. And the medical center there is so great that what happened was I came out and I said, please let me just go to an outpatient rehab. And that's what I started doing, and all of a sudden I had who knew I have a hole in my heart. It's called a PFO. And all of a sudden I had a mini stroke. In all my life, I had no clue. I'm going, man, I've been diabetic. I took good care of myself. I feel great. That's what's weird. Like there was nothing led up to anything. There was no headache when I got the hemorrhage.
You're in great shape.
I felt great. And last time I saw you, I felt like I feel great, and we were having a great time, and I'm like, I'm ready to go party. And I did for about 2.5 weeks right after that, and then boom.
It's true what they say when people say, you don't have anything unless you have your health. And you don't really realize that until something like that happens.
Until it happens. And it hit me right then and there, puts life in perspective.
Your daughters must have been scared to death, huh?
They were, and I got to tell you, it's the strangest thing, because I say this, I love my daughters. The Christy and my family, I'm blessed, and the fact that when they saw me like that and they came into the hospital, because I asked once, when I went in the night it happened, and the guy realized I had blood in my brain, he said, if you have kids, you should bring them. And I was like, What are you talking? I mean, my heart, and he was trying to gently do it. It wasn't like he just burst it out. He goes, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, I looked at him, my exact words, I said, tell me right now, am I dying? And he goes, you're not dead yet. I go, I know that. I'm talking to him. I go,
this reminds me of the finale of Lost. I saw this on Lost last
really?
night.
And I go, but once that hits you, and my way of dealing with everything is I have to laugh it off. And I said that to him. I go, I get that, but I said, am I on my way there? And he goes, you're in trouble. That's his exact words. He goes, you're in a lot of trouble. And so I said, if I could have a chance of making it, I don't want him to see me like this. You know, it's just a.
You came through and you won the thing last night. We're going to talk about that when we come back.
All right.
Thank you. Hey, baby. Look it up. Okay, we're back now with Bret Michaels. You know, you started to tell us about that hole in the heart situation.
Right.
Was that repaired?
We left off at that. That's a cliffhanger right there. I have a hole in my and then out. No, they won't be able to do the operation. That's what we were just talking about. They can't do the operation until the fall because what happens is they're giving you. This is how strange this is. That's why I was making fun of. I'm like a lab rat at this point.
You and Regis should be in a reality show together.
What are you taking? Well, I'm taking this. You know, it's like this. But what happens is they give you one thing to clot the blood. You know, you don't want the brain to keep bleeding. You don't want the appendectomy. You know, so they're doing that. And then the other side of it is the diabetes, and then the blood thinner, the Lovenox that you got to take. I'm like, well, I'm already taking 4 injections. Just add a few more onto there a day, and that should be fine. And that was it.
But in the fall, they'll sew you.
They're going to sew it up, and it'll be great.
Well, you've been through it all, pal. You really have. You know, doing that show, do you think that had a toll on you?
I think Trump. Man, actually,
every day you got to go through.
He's coming at me every day. You know, and I love the guy. I'm like, I love you, Trump. He trumped me last night. He literally. Well, I thought at the end of that, I came all the way out there, and you know, in your heart, you go there to win.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, I thought when he looked over, I know his pattern from the boardroom, and he went boom, 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 and I go, oh my God, he's gonna fire me.
Yeah, I got very nervous.
I'm like, I got a hole in my heart. You can't. This is gonna be bad. I'm on medication. You can't do this to me.
I thought the same exact thing because you know the pattern, you know the rhythm of the show, how he does it, and I said, oh no, he started out with Bret, and he's gonna go to her, and then he's gonna hire Bret and hire. I was very nervous.
Yes, but there was a new twist when he said, Bret, you're hired.
Oh, and it took me a minute. Like I go. Yeah, and I jumped up for Johnny. Go wait, and I leaned over. That's why I leaned over. I go, did you say fired or hired? Because it was live TV, and I'm like, I'm just going to act like I won, and as long as I get out of here fast enough.
But how difficult? No, all kidding aside, Bret. Because guys were peeling out and going home from the last, shows that you did.
Absolutely.
Was it tough on you physically, emotionally, mentally?
The Celebrity Apprentice, I warned every person who ever goes on to any show you're going to do with Donald Trump, be prepared because they lied right from the beginning. It was great. I came in there with one cause in mind, and that was to win for diabetes. That was it. That was, you put everything aside, everything, and you go there to win, right? When you get there, they're like, listen, you know, you're up about 9, 10, work out, get some breakfast, and then we'll get you down there and you start working.
Right.
Everyone warned me it's not the way it worked, but I don't listen because I have a small brain, right? So I went in there and I was like, at 4:45 the first day, bam, bam, bam. They're like, okay, everyone's up. Lobby calls at 5:30 or 6. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What about the breakfast and the workout?
Yeah, no, what happened? Because I just landed I did a show the night before in Leon, Mexico at the Polyforum, flew in on 1 hour sleep and literally got to the room. They're like, come on, we're going. And it was the hardest, best work I've ever done. I was happy to do it.
Boy, oh boy, it really was. That shot you're talking about in the lobby,
yes.
That was at 5 in the morning?
5 o'clock.
Because I could see right through the windows out to Fifth Avenue.
Right.
No traffic, nothing going on.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing going on at 5 o'clock. You're like, there's not even people, there's nothing, not even a mugging out front. There's nothing going on.
Did you find out where Holly Robinson Peete got her dress?
I don't know, but let me tell you something. Here's a funny thing happened to me, right? She is good because she's backstage, and throughout this show, what was great is I become really good friends with everyone there. I like to think so, and especially Holly, and she's tough. And when she walked around backstage the whole time, she was really kind of like low key, and she goes, I'm just going to go out like this, kind of low key and whatever. She walked out. I didn't see her till we got right to that door, and I go, you're going to win a hotness vote. I said, I said, Donald Trump's going to look at that dress. I might as well just go home now because it's over for me.
She looked great.
Yeah, she looked great. And
did she take it okay?
Yeah, she was fantastic, and I think she knew going in we both worked really hard.
And you both won.
You're
a quarter
both
million
winners,
dollars.
yeah.
It was a great show. You were terrific, Brett. Congratulations, buddy. Bret Michaels, everybody. Coming up next, the top teacher winner in a moment.